Good morning. Okay. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. We are pleased to be here with you today in person for Shaw University's annual Awards Day ceremony, celebrating our students' achievement. Please turn off at this time your cell phone or put it on vibrate. Thank you. We will follow the order of service found in your program. At this time, I ask that you please stand for the invocation and remain standing for our national anthems.
Our God, who resides in heaven, holy is your name. We thank you for the opportunity to come together as we share in this awards day for Shaw University. We thank you for the faculty, our president, Dr. Dillard, and her staff, the administration, and our students, parents, and friends who have come to be with us. Be with us as we go forth in this awards day celebration, for truly it is a celebration indeed. We thank you, we love you, and we do magnify your holy name. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Please join me in welcoming to the podium our 18th president, Dr. Paulette Dillard.
Good morning. What a beautiful and glorious day. It has been so long, it feels like, since we have been able to gather in person to celebrate the wonderful achievements of the Academy. My role this morning is to welcome you. And so I would like to begin by having the opportunity for you to sit down. I have a wonderful university cabinet, and they help to make sure that everything runs as well as it possibly can. And so one of my cabinet members was doing the squat so that I would recognize that it was time for you to sit down. So say thank goodness for such a wonderful and caring group of people that make Shaw what it is today. So first of all, welcome special guests for all the parents and grandparents and family members of our students. Would you please stand and be welcomed? Thank you for entrusting your very special and precious individuals to our care. Now, would all members of the esteemed faculty and staff of Shaw University please stand and be welcomed? Would the leadership team and the university cabinet please stand and be recognized? Would all alums of the Shaw University please stand and be welcomed? And would the family of our keynote speaker for today, would you please stand, alumna Rebecca Simmons and the family of Trustee Jermaine Simmons. Thank you for being here and supporting, our trustee and speaker of the hour. We have a few other special folks that are in the audience. So first of all, I'd like to recognize alumna Shonda Sneed, representing the class of 1971 Endowed Scholarship. Welcome. In addition, we have Jimmy Ragland, class of 68, representing the Jimmy Ragland Endowed Scholarship. Would all members of the National Alumni Association and the Raleigh-Wake chapter of the National Alumni Association please stand if you have not stood already? Thank you. Now let's recognize the student side of the house. Would all the members of the Student Government Association and Royal Court please stand and be welcomed? Aren't they a fine-looking group of young people? So give them another round of applause. This is probably the most important day in the life of the university. We think about homecoming and Founders Day and all the fun events, and those are all great events. But this is first and foremost the academy. And when we have an opportunity to celebrate the academic achievements of our students, then that is what we are all about. And we are excited to celebrate our scholars today. And it is an especially exciting occasion because we have one of our own who, many, many years ago was sitting exactly where you are, scholars. And he is back today to give the keynote address, and that is Trustee Jermaine Simmons. It's symbolic in that Mr. Simmons also presented at the annual Awards Day celebration in 1998, also on April 21st. You may not believe it, but things don't happen by accident. There is divine design in all things, that he is here once again serving in this capacity as a speaker for Awards Day. Jermaine grew up in Savannah, Georgia. He earned his degree in mathematics with a minor in accounting from the Shaw University. He currently serves as an audit director responsible for leading a team of 36 auditors whose focus is on wealth and investment management, overseeing more than $2.1 million in client assets and more than $900 billion in advisory assets. He is an innovative and seasoned leader with over 23 years of experience. Mr. Simmons is also a member of the Shaw University Board of Trustees. Throughout his professional career, he has demonstrated the ability to lead, develop, and motivate teams. Mr. Simmons is married to Rebecca Simmons, and let us now welcome Trustee Simmons to the podium following a selection of music from our choir and band. Thank you, and again, welcome to this very special occasion.
If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Stand still and know from the moment you try, if you believe, I know you will. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in you'll have courage to last your whole life through. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself as I believe in you. Believe that you can go you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start.
Believe in the magic right there in your heart.
Believe all these things, not because I told you to, but believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself as I believe in you. I would like to first thank Dr. Dillard for inviting me to be the speaker for this auspicious occasion, this awards day. Ironically, it was 24 years ago to the day where I was the first student ever asked to be the keynote speaker on April 21st, 1998. I would like to recognize the esteemed guest on the platform with me today, my fellow members in arms of the Shaw University Board of Trustees. I would like to recognize the greatest faculty and staff at any HBCU in the United States, the Shaw University faculty and staff. Now, that would be all right if that round of applause was for me, because you guys don't know me, but I said the greatest faculty and staff at any HBCU in the United States of America. Most importantly, I would like to recognize all of the student honorees on this occasion. Now, I dare not go any further without mentioning my sunshine on a cloudy day, the butter on my grits, the peanut butter to my jelly, the apple of my eye, and the chief operating officer of the Simmons family, my wife, Rebecca Lynn Simmons. I also have to recognize one of our children that's here today. The other three girls are in school, so he's not the only, but we affectionately call him the last, Mr. James Anderson Simmons. Turn around so they can see you. How he's sharp. I also would like to recognize someone else that's near and dear to my heart. My mother is here today. As a single parent of 3, she couldn't be here 24 years ago when I had the opportunity to do this as a student, but I'm so happy that she's here to share this moment with me today. And whenever she's in my presence and I'm having an opportunity to speak, I always like to say this: if I've done anything great in this life, if I've had any measure of success or achievement, please give her some of the credit. And on the flip side of that, if I've done any wrong or if I've made any mistakes, please don't blame her, because she raised me right. Dr. Dillard, I'm not sure if I've ever shared this with you, but my great-grandfather and my grandfather were both preachers and pastors of the gospel. And whenever I would get up to speak, my great-grandfather and my grandfather always told me to remember the 4 S's. Stand up, speak up, shut up, and sit down. So I'm not sure who's keeping time today, but I'm halfway through with my assignment. I believe it was times like this that Dr. Benjamin E. Mays penned the poem, "I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give an account if I abuse it, just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it." Indulge me for the next few minutes to speak to you from the subject, pursuing your future endeavors while never forgetting your past. As I think about my beloved alma mater, Shaw University, and what it takes to pursue your future endeavors and achieve a certain level of success, one word comes to mind, and that word is audacity. In the Webster Dictionary, it means the quality or state of being audacious, such as intrepid boldness or bold, arrogant disregard of normal restraints. I believe to be a Shaw man or Shaw woman means to be audacious or have the audacity to think that you can do anything that you set your mind to. You can do anything and achieve any goal that you set through your physical and mental abilities endowed you by the Creator. If you don't believe me, let me call forward some Shaw men and women to lend their testimonials. I have to start with Henry Martin and Sarah Tupper. At the end of the bloody battle between the northern and southern states that we called the Civil War, a Baptist missionary and former Union Army chaplain from New England believed that newly freed slaves, black men, should be taught to read, write, and interpret the Bible. He had the audacity to teach those freed men right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. The story goes that Mr. Tupper and his wife Sarah often had to hide from the night riders, also known as the Ku Klux Klan, in cornfields not too far from this very site to escape certain death. Mr. Tupper had the audacity to believe that this endeavor was given him by the Creator, hence the school motto, Pro Christo et Humanitate, for Christ and humanity, where religion and learning will go hand in hand. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Tupper, for the audacity to stand in the face of injustice. Calling Miss Ella Baker to the stage. Shaw University class of 1927. Emerging from the sit-in movement during the Civil Rights era, Ella Baker had the audacity to convene a conference on the campus of Shaw University in April 1960. The conference, founded by Ms. Baker, was attended by 126 student delegates, quickly became the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC. I stand here today to proclaim that it was students like those sitting here in Spalding Gym today that broke the back of segregation. The audacity of Miss Ella Baker, the mother of the Civil Rights Movement, to think that segregation and racial disparity could be eradicated through social unrest and activism. Let me bring with me to the stage an alumni group who in the 80s, when Shaw was on the verge of closing her doors, saddled with debt and despair, alumni took out second mortgages on their homes to enable Shaw to survive this crisis. Alumni like Dr. John Lucas, like Dr. George Debnam, like Dr. Willie High, to name a few. Dr. Lucas told us at a trustee meeting one day how difficult of a conversation he had to have with his wife while they were raising children in their home, a home which they loved. Can you imagine Dr. Lucas telling his wife, I'm going to put a mortgage out on our home to save Shaw University. Well, he told us that she had a few choice words that's probably not fit for this consecrated place, so I won't repeat them. But nonetheless, these alumni had the audacity to think that Shaw University was worth sacrificing for and saving for a day like today, where students and the future leaders of the world could come together and receive academic recognition on this awards day. Around that same time emerged an alum affectionately known as the Giant Killer. Come here, Trustee Willie Gary. It was here in this same gym my freshman year when I first heard Attorney Gary speak. I can remember him telling his story. He went to attend, coming from a family of sharecroppers in Florida, he went to attend Bethune-Cookman College on a football scholarship. When he got to Bethune-Cookman, he realized that they had given his scholarship to another student. So Willie Gary rolled the dice. He took his tattered suitcase, held together with a rope tied around it, and boarded a Greyhound bus and headed for Raleigh, North Carolina to Shaw University. When he got to Shaw University, he slept on the couch in the dorms for 2 weeks before he was finally enrolled. He went on to graduate from Shaw University in North Carolina Central Law School. He had the audacity to go on to become one of the best trial lawyers in the country. I can remember on that day, in my freshman class, he told us to dream big dreams and refuse to be denied. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the very essence of audacity. My favorite part of the speech that day is when he said, I went to Shaw and NCCU, 2 HBCUs, and I have attorneys from Yale, Harvard, and Princeton working for me, and I signed their checks. I would be remiss if I stood here today on this hallowed ground and not share a testimony from the story of my life. 7 years ago, when I joined the internal audit team, I joined as a principal auditor. And whenever I would walk the hall and run into people who looked like me, the first question they would ask me is what team I was on. And I said I was on the corporate and investment banking team. The second thing that they would say to me is, you better leave that team. You should get out now because black men don't get promoted on that team. When I looked at the organizational chart above me, I saw that there were no black men or women, for that matter, sitting on the leadership team. That did not discourage me. I saw that as an opportunity. I had the audacity to believe that I could be the first person to break through this glass ceiling. I am happy to stand here to say that in 3 years, I went from being principal auditor to audit manager to senior manager. What they said I could not do, I did. And I became the first African-American male senior manager supporting the corporate and investment team. And at that point, I had all of the alphabets working for me. CPA, CFA, CIA, CISA, and MBA. Unfortunately, that's not the end of the story. Once I got to senior manager, I began to reset my goals and aspirations and set sights on the director level, where there was no one African American, no one that looks like me sitting as an audit director in all of internal audit. So within a matter of 2 years, I was promoted and given the job of audit director supporting the wealth and investment management line of business. And as Dr. Dillard said, a business that manages over $2 billion in client assets. Just last week, I attended a risk conference at Wells Fargo, and that risk conference was designed for 0.05% of the leadership of the company. In other words, the top 1,750 leaders in an organization that hires over 170,000 people. I went to the reception that night, and I began to take inventory at the reception. And as I was drinking my Chardonnay, I looked around the room and noticed that on this particular night, I was the only African-American male in the room. And as I surveyed the room, I saw the chief risk officer, Derek Flowers, there, and I had a conversation with him. And he's the risk officer of a bank that has over trillions of dollars in assets. And as I surveyed the room, I spoke to one of my former business partners, who's the head of the commodity sales and trading desk. Busy, no doubt. He trades oil and gas for the bank, and with the Russian-Ukraine crisis and what's going on with oil and gas prices, you can imagine how busy he was. So as I reflected and I looked around the room, I noticed Harvard University was in the room. Yale University was in the room. Princeton was in the room. No doubt Duke University was also in the room. Chapel Hill was somewhere in the room. But because I was there, Shaw University was in the room. Shaw you. Shaw you. I have to take a few minutes, and I hope she don't mind because she doesn't know this, but I have to recognize the best president of any HBCU in the land, Dr. Paulette Dillard. Dr. Dillard looks young and spry. In fact, she walks from Estee Hall to the gym faster than even I could. But one of the things I respect about Dr. Dillard is that she's here at Shaw University for all the right reasons. You see, Dr. Dillard had a lot of accomplishments even before she set foot on the campus of Shaw University. Dr. Dillard, quite honestly, could be happily retired, enjoying relaxing days with a lot of rest and sleep at night. But I'm so glad Dr. Dillard traded in the life of relaxing bliss for early mornings and sleepless nights. All because Dr. Dillard has the audacity to believe that she can advance knowledge, facilitate student learning and achievement, to enhance the spiritual and ethical values of Shaw University students, and to transform a diverse community of learners into future global leaders. Dr. Dillard has stabilized Shaw University during a time where we yearn for a steady hand. She has led the university through an unprecedented pandemic, and we are here today because of her leadership. And get this, Dr. Dillard has the audacity, she has the audacity to believe that the best is yet to come. My time is almost up, and it's about time for me to sit down, but students, if I had just a little bit more time, I would tell you about Asia Artis Wilson, a biology major, class of 2005, who is now a dentist. Asia just bought the practice that she worked for that was in existence for 60 years, a practice valued over $1 million. She had the audacity to believe that it wasn't just enough to be a dentist, but she wanted to be a boss. If I had just a few more minutes, I would tell you about Autumn Essie Bailey, a mass communication, TV, and film production major, Shaw University class of 2005. Autumn had the audacity to believe that she could make an impact on the entertainment industry. Autumn just completed her first studio film with a $22 million budget titled On a Wing and a Prayer, hitting theaters August 3rd. You see, the thing that separates those of us who are audacious is we have removed if from our vocabulary and replaced it with when. It's not a matter of if it will happen, it's a matter of when it will happen. Students, I encourage you to try this when you get up in the morning. As you are brushing your teeth, getting ready for class, after you tell yourself, "Good morning, gorgeous," speak to yourself and tell yourself, "When I graduate, when I start my career, when I start my family, when I make my first million." I can't take my seat without saying, when you do graduate from Shaw University, when you do achieve your career goals and become millionaires and billionaires, don't forget about everyone who helped you along the way. Be sure to take care of your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and church members who supported you on this journey. Tell them thank you, honor their sacrifice, recognize their motivation and push, and yes, send them a Cash App, Zelle, or Venmo. One of my favorite things to do is to call my mom on the phone whenever she needs anything and say, "Ma, just check your Zelle." And I look forward to the response even more than sending the message of, "Thank you, son, and God bless you." Please don't forget to reach back and share your time, talents, and yes, resources with alma mater Shaw University. I can recall in 1998, I had just started my career in New York City on Wall Street at Merrill Lynch, and Dr. Cornwall brought the choir to the historic Abyssinia Baptist Church in Harlem, New York. And something told me before I left to go to that concert to make sure I brought my checkbook. So as I traveled from the Bronx down to Harlem to go to Abyssinia Baptist Church, the choir gave an amazing performance. And then Reverend Dr. Calvin Butts got up to raise the offering. Now, Dr. Cornwall, I didn't know that he was going to start the offering at $500. But as I took out my checkbook and began to write my check, hands shaking, I wrote out the $500 check. And I got up and I began to walk down the aisle. And the students in the choir who I had just matriculated at Shaw University with just months ago stood up and gave me a standing ovation. Now, I can't tell you what I ate over the next 2 weeks, but what I can tell you is that was my first time giving back to my alma mater, and for the past 24 years, I've continued to give back in time, talent, and even, yes, my resources. But for Shaw University and my experiences on this hallowed ground, where would I be? Now, as I take my seat, I must leave you with this. Pro Christo et humanitate. Pro Christo et humanitate. Pro Christo, for Christ and humanity. You see, for me, getting to Shaw University, coming from a single parent home with limited resources, God made a way out of no way. For some of you, getting to Shaw University, he was a bridge over troubled waters. For others of you getting to Shaw University, who like many of the students I went to school with came from bad situations, he was peace in the middle of the storm. So whatever you call him, God, Creator, Savior, Master, Lily of the Valley, bright and morning star, just remember, always remember to tell him thank you.
Wow. Only words are wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Simmons, for that inspiring address. And can we give him another round of applause, please? A member of the Shaw family. And what an example as to what you can do. So at this time, I'd also like to thank the choir and the band for the selection. So this is the moment that we've all been waiting for, and it gives me great pleasure to celebrate our students and their remarkable achievements at this time. I'm going to have members of the university, deans, and a representative from the Divinity School come up in order to present the next awards. These are individuals or students who have a 4.0 GPA, and they will receive, and the recipients of the President's Awards. So at this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Vanessa Rayner to come up on behalf of the School of Arts, Science, and Humanities.
Greetings. I am Dr. Vanessa Rayner, Dean of Academic Support Services. It is an honor to announce the recipients of the President's Award on behalf of Dr. Johnson. The following students are in the School of Arts, Sciences, and Humanities. As I call your name, please stand at your seat to be recognized. Zedi Adlam, Noel Ilani Beard, Michelle Blaha, Mallory Brown, Kaylee Buchanan, I know you're here. Adia Cobb, Lucas Duzikiak, George Edwards, Thalita Ferrara, Brianna Gerbrant, Lorena Gonzalez, Yeats James, Wendy Jordan, Dana Marino, Kaswana Muse, Raquel Neal, Anna Nay, Maya Rollinson, Natalia Gonzalez, Otis Schroeder, Zaxkia Stevens, Jocelyn Sullivan, Ronzel Washington, Mariah Williams, and Willard Williams. Thank you. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Greetings. I am Dr. Lynette Wood, and it is with great pleasure that I announce the recipients of the President's Award to the following students in the School of Business and Professional Studies. As I call your name, please stand at your seat to be recognized. We'll start with Viola Alish, Jasmine Blake, Mark Brown, Matthew Carby, Nakia Carter, Torian Caesar Hester, Shalom Delgado Ferrero, Ashley Evans, Tammy Hamilton, Kamari Hunt, Alea Mack, Crystal Ortiz, Chantel Payton, Angela Ramsey, Caleb Simmons, and Paige Warden. Thank you so much. Let's give them a hand, and you may be seated.
Greetings. I am Dr. Sandra Coley. I am pleased to announce the recipients of the President's Award in the School of Divinity. As I call your name, please stand at your seat to be recognized. Carmen Belvin, Linwood Carlton, Deborah Daniel Smith, Russell Harrington, Anthony Hutchins, Jaya Ingraham, Christy Lightfoot, John Martin, Mozingo Nombe Jr., Marcus Peyton Williams, Timothy Powell, Jermaine Robinson, Summer Shaw Henderson, Tamika Thompson, Edith Thorpe, Tara Tin, Vernon Tucker, Darnella Warrington, Vanessa Whitley, and Kimberly Winburn. Thank you. You may be seated.
Congratulations, students, for your remarkable achievement, a 4.0 GPA. Wow. One more round of applause. We now recognize those students who have earned GPAs between 3.0 to 3.99 and will be awarded the gold, silver, bronze, and honor pins. Recipients will find their names listed within their programs. As I announce each selection, we ask that you please stand at your seat as a group to be recognized. Students who have earned between 3.75 to 3.99 GPA, please stand as we recognize you as recipients of the gold pin. Thank you. You may be seated. Students who have earned a GPA between 3.5 to 3.74 GPA, please stand as we recognize you as recipients of the silver pin. Thank you. You may be seated. Students who've earned between 3.25 to 3.49 GPA, please stand as we recognize you as recipients of the bronze pin. Thank you. You may be seated. Students who have earned a GPA between 3.0 to 3.24 GPA, please stand as we recognize you as recipients of the honor pin. Thank you. You may be seated. We recognize that the last several years, 2 years, have been challenging, and we are so proud and excited that during these difficult times, you all have continued to excel. At this time, we're going to welcome to the podium your Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Success to recognize additional students of excellence.
Thank you, Dr. Dusenberry. Good morning. My name is Terrence Dixon, and it's my pleasure to present two of our freshmen who have excelled in the classroom and demonstrated good character. Please join me in congratulating Taylor Alston and Alea Mack. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you and congratulations. I would also like to take this moment to recognize student members from the Rites of Passage, our university's Male Initiative program. As I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Jeffrey Atkinson Jr., Louishard Benjamin, Samir Best, Mark Brown, McKavion Bryant, Shaycliff Cargill, Miles Daniel, Isaiah Foreman, Tyler Grice, Caleb Hill, Batavion Hunter, and Amarian Mbe. Thank you.
The next group of scholars within the School of Business and Professional Studies has been selected by their respective program faculty as an outstanding student in their respective programs. We would like the students, as your names are called, please stand to be recognized. We'll start with Kamara Brown, birth to kindergarten education. Chantel Payton, early childhood education. Bridget Basden, elementary education. Ashawn Belcher, recreation management. Brelyn Clark, business administration management. Michelle Gale, business administration accounting. Michael Armstrong's computer information systems. Panache Garra, computer science. Let's give all these students a big round of applause.
For the School of Divinity, outstanding students in their respective fields. Christy Lightfoot, Masters of Divinity. Camelia LeMay, Masters of Arts in Christian Education. Thank you.
The next group of scholars within the School of Arts, Sciences, and Humanities have been selected by their respective departmental faculty as well as outstanding students. Students, as your names are called, please stand to be recognized. Shauna Finn, Biology. Thalita Ferrara, Exercise Science, Fitness, and Wellness. Mackenzie Pollard, Exercise Science, Pre-Athletic Training. Nigel Russell, Psychology. Kaylee Buchanan, Visual Performing Arts. Kasana Smith, Mass Communications. Jamila Pender, Political Science. Kaswana Muse, Social Work. Raquel Neal, Sociology. Amani Moxley, Sociology, Criminal Justice. Congratulations, you may be seated. Our Shaw University Honors Program has continued to grow to an outstanding number of 55 students. Allow me, I heard somebody clapping. We have come a mighty long way, you guys, a mighty long way. At the assistance of, you guessed it, the 18th president of Shaw University, Dr. Paulette Dillard. Allow me to ask all of the Honors Program scholars to please stand to be recognized for your ongoing commitment to excellence. Thank you. You may be seated. So the Honors Program at Shaw University brings great minds together by nurturing select students who are highly motivated, talented, and gifted. These students demonstrate a commitment to the learning process in reaching their potential to become scholars, leaders, and role models. Students in the Honors Program have made a commitment to academic inquiry and graduate study. We also recognize those students who represented our illustrious university as members of the Honda Campus All-Star Challenge, Would members please stand to be recognized for your role and commitment to honoring this tradition of excellence? Matthew Carbine, Shauna Finn, Whitney Asadeko, and Mariah Williams. Thank you. You may be seated. The Honda Campus All-Star Challenge team made it to Super 16. This is certainly something to be proud of because our team has not made it to the Super 16 in 20 years. This team would not have made it without a dedicated advisor who has given her time to the students and the university. And when I say time, I mean 6 p.m. on until 8 p.m., on until 10 p.m. Dr. Shelby Palmer is an associate professor of psychology. Dr. Palmer, you have been an integral part of the team, and we thank you for all that you have done all that you've done and all you continue to do for our students. Please come forth to accept this small token of gratitude for your continuous support of our students. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Palmer. Several of our students also commit to excellence as members of various honor societies. Student members of the Alpha Chi National College Honor Society, along with the Shaw University advisor, Dr. Lillian Cummings, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Students of the Phi Alpha Honor Society of Social Work, along with your Shaw University advisor, Dr. McNina McNeil, please stand to be recognized. Students of the Chi Alpha Sigma National College Athletic Honor Society, along with your Shaw University advisor, Ms. Monroe, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Students of the Sigma Alpha Pi National Society of Leadership and Success, along with your advisor, Mrs. Jaleesa Sutton, please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. Thank you, scholars.
Each year, students across the country make the decision to further their education. Part of that decision involves how to fund their dreams and aspirations. We recognize the cost of education continues to grow and are proud and honored to have donors, alumni, and corporate relationships that allow our students the resilience to persist in their educational goals. Celebrating with us today are two of our benefactors who will be briefly greet and acknowledge their respective student scholarship recipients. First, we welcome alumna Chandra Sneed, representing the class of 1971, endowed scholarship. Last year, the class of 71 raised $300,000 for their endowment. Ms. Sneed, please join me at the base of the stage to greet and present their first annual scholarship award.
And this award goes to Marquita Williams and Trevor Elliott. Students, please come forward. Thank you so much.
For a full list of scholarship recipients, turn to your program and let us give all of our student scholars a resounding round of applause. Oh, sorry. Alumnus Ragland is a proud Shaw Bear and has supported our students with several scholarships from his endowment. Mr. Ragland, please join me at the base of the stage and greet and present this year's awardee. Thunde Kalo. Mr. Kalo, please come forward.
Thank you so much, Alumnus Ragland. For a full list of scholarship recipients, turn to your programs and let's give all of our students, scholars, a resounding round of applause. Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. It has been quite a while since we've been able to have such a celebration and such an audience for our Awards Day ceremony. We are proud of each and every scholar and grateful to everyone who has gone above and beyond the call of duty to make today possible and to make the year possible. Allow me at this time to share a couple of announcements. First of all, students will be able to pick up their certificates and awards in their departments. The School of Arts, Sciences, and Humanities is located in Roberts Science Building, and there are pickup times that you will see outside in the lobby. School of Business and Professional Studies is located in Tupper Hall, and pickup times are also listed. The School of Divinity is located across the street in Leonard Hall, and Wiggins Library, you'll be able to pick up your certificates. If you have any problems and don't know where to go, there will be a poster outside the door, and also you should have received a Shaw Bears email so that you'll know where the pickup locations are based on your major. If you have any other questions or concerns related to the award that you received, please contact either the Honors Program or Academic Affairs, okay? Classes will resume at 2 p.m., so be there. And before we conclude today's program, we of course must sing our alma mater, which will be followed by the benediction. Thank you all for coming out. What a wonderful day.
God be with us as we depart this place. God, we thank you for allowing us to celebrate our student achievement during this Academic and Scholarship Awards Day. Be with us as we go forth. God bless you all. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a beautiful day.
Shelby Palmer, had to give her my hand back because I was so